get the result you wanted, you got a point. You just described this, I'm not sure if it was tongue-in-cheek or not, but pretty entertaining hockey game from our point of view. How about yours?
Oh, for sure. That's without a doubt. Probably it's the most offensive team. I mean, they score the most goals, and you can see why. They have a lot of guys that make plays. Barkov, is at another level now. That's a really, really good hockey team. But, we stayed with it long enough. We checked enough. And Forsberg, let's make no mistake how good he was. But, probably you don't – without the fans tonight, you're in trouble probably. And I think the fans and the momentum, and you could see for the first time, since COVID and all this, that the fans were pushing our guys to find another gear and how hard we played. It's unfortunate we didn't win. We had lots of chances in overtime. But we know where we got to get to.
Can you just expand on Anton Forsberg? And I know you've talked about this an awful lot, several times for several weeks here, but another level again tonight here where he just looked really good.
It really is. It's a great story of a guy that just stays with it, works harder than anybody, and when you get your opportunity, he's ready, and he can play 10 games in a month because he's in that kind of shape. If you felt sorry for yourself, there was a stretch this year he wasn't dressing, and had he not put that work in, could he play this many games and this many nights? Probably not. And obviously confidence, but he just our guys play for him too. It's a good fit.
Drake Batherson, if you can, just offer comment on his return to the game.
Tough game to come back. Norris picked the same thing in Florida. How much speed was out there tonight. With him not having that practice yesterday because we had a day off. Systems-wise, he was a little off. But at the end of the day, he still ends up, I think, 2 or 3 scoring chances. Bobrovsky made some unreal saves. He's only going to get better as he goes.
Can I ask you about that, the video review in the second period? Were you surprised it was a goal at that point?
I couldn't see it from where we were at. It looked like it was inconclusive. The league obviously seen something I didn't see. It just took so long, but obviously they seen it go in the net.
What did you say to the official?
I just said there's nothing I've seen that says this puck's in the net. So they must have something we don't have. Because if not, we would have seen it go in the net. I mean, you could assume that maybe it was in, but you clearly couldn't see if it was in. So obviously they have something we didn't have.
And obviously you expected them to, once you got up, you expected them to kind of come in the waves they did come in, didn't you? Well,
they came in waves right from the get-go, and they really didn't let up. I mean, they forechecked, they came at you, they made plays, they have speed. That's a really good hockey team. And, for us having, Drake coming back and Hamonic hasn't even had a practice with us yet. The D were under siege for a lot here tonight, but we found a way to get a point.
Just one last thing for me. What have you seen in Hamonic?
Well, he's steady, and he doesn't panic. He doesn't go run out of position, so he doesn't make grave errors. And you learn that after being in the league for a long time. You see young guys sometimes run out of position. All of a sudden, it's a breakaway or you give up an empty net, and he's just learned to play the game, and he's calm, and the more he practices with us, the better he'll get.
Penalty shots are obviously arbitrary. Do you think he might have deserved one at the end there on season?
I don't know. I mean, the refs are good. Those are 2 veteran refs that know what they're doing. We got our chance. We had a 2-minute 4-on-3, and you can't complain. I mean, we had great looks in overtime on our power play. Bob made an unreal save there on Norris, so I mean, like I said, those refs are around a long time.
3 forwards in overtime, coach. You just that was the play to win, get the extra point.
Well, with Shabby's clearly our number one guy, and without him, now's the time to try it. I mean, realistically, when you're out of it, and it was dangerous both ways. It was scary for both teams. They had a grade A. They had a 2-on-1. They gave one up the other way, but I thought it was our best chance to score, and we weren't playing for a tie.
Despite the losses, this is the kind of game where you can take a lot out of, just that you hung in with a team like that, right? And how to kind of lead, and really, I mean, let's face it, they probably deserved the win with the way they played, but you guys took advantage when you had your chances.
Yeah, we held long enough to hang around, and that's what the playoffs going to be, as good as they are. If a team hangs around, all of a sudden you're later in the series, and who wins? I just thought it's much better than playing a team where there's no emotion. There was lots of emotion. To me, that's the best offensive team in the league that I've seen, and we stayed with it. We scored on our opportunities, and that's hockey. Obviously, Forsberg was a difference, but there was a couple great efforts, I thought. I thought Joseph showed why, how he's been around a winner, and he does the smart things when he has to. I thought that was probably Zub's best game. He defended, he skated, he scored. He never got beat anywhere. He was our best D. There's a lot of really good efforts.
You talked about the fans, but for you, I mean, it's been a long 2 years in a sense. How big and how fun was it just to kind of have that atmosphere back in the building? Absolutely,
and if you're a Ottawa Senator fan, that's pretty exciting there to watch. Timmy and the boys flying out there with scoring chances up and down. It's a coach's nightmare. You want to be a little less than that, but if I'm a fan, these are the stars of the future. I think it's my 7th or 8th year in the league, and I remember Barkov when he was this age. And he was a good player, but he isn't what he is today. And that's going to be Norris and Timmy and these guys. So it's exciting.